So in the last class we have seen about these two formulas, that is r was equal to root over of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos alpha, right? It is root over of, this was the first formula about the resultant force, and the second formula we had seen, that is the direction of the resultant force with respect to any one of the forces. So theta was equal to tan inverse of q sin alpha divided by p plus q cos alpha. These are the two equations which we had seen while dealing with the parallelogram law of forces, right? Now the thing is, the resultant force can be found out by one more method. Now what is the method? That is with the help of the sine rule. So let us first draw the diagram. That is, we know that this was the first force, that is it was OA, and this was the force P. Okay, now you forget about the one more force, that is Q. Let us take the resultant. Resultant was given by R, right? So this was the resultant. You consider that this is the diagonal of that parallelogram. Clear? Now again, the force Q can be represented like this. So this is the force which is Q, right? And this was the point C. Okay, so we are just, it was something like this. This is your total parallelogram and we are taking only the resultant. Okay, now we know that the angle between this resultant and any one of the force was theta, right? And we know that if this total was alpha, then this angle was also equal to alpha, right? Because these are the corresponding angles. Okay, now you consider triangle OAC. Consider triangle OAC. Now in triangle OAC, what will you get? That is, if this is equal to theta and this is equal to alpha, what can be this angle? The total is 180. So this is equal to 180 minus alpha. Okay, so angle OAC is equal to 180 degree minus alpha. This is one point which we are getting. Okay, now angle AOC. What is angle AOC? This angle, that is the angle between the R and any one of the force. Angle AOC is equal to theta. Clear? Now if you consider that this is a triangle OAC, we know that the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degree. Okay, so if total is 180, angle, let us consider angle OCA. What will be angle OCA? 180 degree minus the sum of the two opposite angles. It is theta plus 180 degree minus alpha, right? So if we substitute this, what will you get? 180 minus theta minus 180 plus alpha. So ultimately what we are getting, plus 180 and minus 180 will get cancelled out. You will get alpha minus theta. So this angle will be equal to alpha minus of theta. Okay, so all the angles we have got in this triangle. Now what we need to do, we need to apply the sine rule. So if we apply sine rule, that is sine of the angle divided by the opposite side, right? So if we consider sine of theta, so theta is the angle between these two lines. So the opposite side is this q, right? So what you need to write, using the sine rule, what you will get, sine of theta. What is the opposite side? Opposite side is AC, because theta is the angle between OA and OC. So opposite side is AC. Sine theta divided by AC should be equal to, now if you consider this angle 180 minus alpha, so sine of 180 minus alpha, this should be divided by the opposite side is OC, right? So it is OC should be equal to, now if you consider this angle alpha minus theta, sine of alpha minus theta divided by the opposite side should be equal to OA. Now coming to, if you just substitute the value of AC, OC and OA, I think you know the values, right? So sine theta divided by AC should be equal to Q, force Q, that is equal to sine 180 minus alpha divided by R, that is equal to sine alpha minus theta divided by P. So with this also, if you equate any two expression, you will get the value of theta, because you know the value of alpha, right? And you also know the value of the P, Q and R, right? Because R you can get by the same formula, P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha root over of, right? So how to find out theta? If you just take the first two expression, theta will be equal to Q, into sine of 180 minus alpha divided by R, total to consider is sine inverse of, that is Q should be equal to sine inverse of, Q can be cross multiplied over here. So this is the way you can find out theta. Or you can also find out by if you consider the first and the last term, what you will get, theta is equal to Q multiplied by sine alpha minus theta divided by P, total should be sine inverse, right? So these are the two ways by which you can find out the value of the direction by using the sine rule. Okay, now let us move on. We can move on to a very interesting topic, that is the case study. Now there are two cases. Okay, so just give the heading case study. That is, the first case is the two forces acting at right angles. Now if the two forces are acting at right angles, the value of alpha will be equal to 90 degree, right? Now we know the equation is given by R is equal to root over of P square plus Q square plus 2 into P into Q cos alpha. Now alpha is equal to 90 degree, so just substitute alpha equal to 90 degree. So what will you get? R is equal to P square plus Q square 2PQ cos 90 degree. We know that cos 90 is equal to 0. Cos 90 is equal to 0, right? So you will get the value of r equal to root over of p square plus q square. This is the value of the resultant when the angle between the two forces is 90 degree, that is alpha equal to 90 degree. Now we are left out with the direction. How to find out the direction? Now see, the formula was theta is equal to tan inverse of q sin alpha divided by p plus q cos alpha, right? Now the value of alpha, that is the angle between the forces, is 90 degree. So just substitute the value of alpha over here, tan inverse of q sin 90 divided by p plus q cos 90, right? Now see, we know sin 90 is equal to 1, but cos 90 equal to 0. So just substitute, that is theta is equal to tan inverse of q divided by p, because sin 90 is equal to 1 and cos 90 is equal to 0, so this term will get cancelled out. So this is the direction of the resultant when the two forces are acting at right angles to each other. So this is the first case, that is the two forces are acting at right angles to each other. Clear? Okay. Now let us move on to the next case study. Now see, the next case is also very interesting, that is the second case. What we can do in second case, that is the two forces P and Q are equal and are acting at an angle alpha, and they are acting at an angle alpha between them. Angle of alpha between them. Okay. Now we have to find out the magnitude and the direction. So what was the formula? R was equal to root over of p square plus q square plus 2 pq cos alpha. Now the two forces are equal and we don't know the angle between the between the two forces, that is the angle is equal to alpha. We don't know the value of the angle, right? In the like in the last case, the angle was equal to 90 degree, right? So just forces are equal, so let us take it as p square plus q is also equal to p plus 2p into p into cos alpha, right? R is equal to 2p square plus 2p square into cos alpha, right? Okay. What we can write? We can just take 2p square as common. To take 2p square common, it is equal to 1 plus cos alpha. If it is 1 plus cos alpha, now by the simple trigonometric formula we know that 1 plus cos alpha is equal to 2 cos square alpha by 2. So 1 plus cos alpha is equal to 2 cos square alpha by 2, right? Okay, so just substitute this formula over here. So R is equal to 2p square into 2 cos square alpha by 2. This is the square root of, right? So what will you get? R is equal to 4 p square cos square alpha by 2 root over of, right? So if you take it outside the square root, is equal to, very easy, 2 p cos alpha by 2. So this is the magnitude of the resultant when, just name it, okay, name it as 1, 2 or a, b. So this is the magnitude of the resultant when the two forces are equal and they are acting at an angle alpha between them. So resultant we have already found out. Now we have to find out the value of the direction, that is theta. So it is very easy how to find out the value of theta. Just simply do this thing. See, the formula was something like this. Theta was equal to tan inverse of q sine alpha divided by p plus q cos alpha. Okay, now we know that both the forces are equal, that is p is equal to q and they are acting at an angle of alpha between them. So it is theta is equal to tan inverse of, you can just write down p sine alpha divided by p plus p cos alpha, right? Okay, now what will you get? Theta equal to tan inverse of p sine alpha divided by p, take it as common, 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, so we will just get that p will get cancel out, so it is something equal to theta equal to tan inverse of sine alpha divided by 1 plus cos alpha, right? Okay, now see, sine alpha is equal to, by simple trigonometric formula we know that sine theta, what it is equal to, it is equal to 2 sine theta by 2 cos theta by 2. Substitute in this formula, so theta is equal to tan inverse of 2 sine theta by 2 into cos theta by 2 divided by, we know that 1 plus cos alpha is equal to 2 cos square alpha by 2. Again 1 plus cos alpha equal to 2 cos square alpha by 2. This is as per the simple formula of trigonometry. So just substitute this, that is in place of 1 plus cos alpha we can write 2 cos square alpha by 2, right? Okay, now what will you get? That is 2 will get cancel out. Okay, now in this sorry, it is equal to, it is not theta because the angle is alpha, so it is equal to alpha by 2 and cos alpha by 2, right? So 1 cos alpha by 2 will get cancelled out, so it is equal to theta equal to tan inverse of sine alpha by 2 divided by cos alpha by 2. We know that sine by cos is equal to tan, right? So theta equal to tan inverse of tan alpha by 2. So tan inverse of tan alpha by 2 is equal to alpha by 2. So the thing is, if the two forces are equal and the angle between the forces is alpha, what will you get? The theta is equal to alpha by 2. This is the derivation of the resultant. Clear? So I hope the two cases are equal, I mean two cases are clear to all of you. Okay, thank you.